How to get a credit card without a job. You need a credit card to engage in many transactions nowadays, from booking a hotel to renting a car. It's somewhat risky to get a credit card without a job, especially if you don't have no job offer lined up, are in financial straits, or haven't had a good record at managing your own money lately. However, it is possible to get plastic if you do things in a certain manner. Find out more. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of this The Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. I hope you are doing fantastic today. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. Today I want to talk to you about how to get a credit card without a job. Number one, having a job is not a credit card requirement. This is something that a lot of folks don't understand, but I want to clarify that. Having a job is not a credit card requirement. Many credit card applications, they will only ask for generic occupation or employment and income information. You may simply have to choose whether you are a student, government worker, homemaker, unemployed, or self-employed worker. Some applications generally will ask the name of your employer, but they will allow you to enter none if you don't have an employer. You may find that some applications do not ask for employer information at all. So if employment information is requested on the credit card application, you are legally required to answer the information honestly. Now, the reason why a lot of credit card companies don't even care about asking for employers is because they can get that info elsewhere. If they do a background check or they look into your credit report, they might get ancillary data. They might get extra information about yourself. So the bottom line here is that they're trying to get the maximum info from the application form, but if before they approve your application, they would be doing some extra checks. So get this right. Having a job is not a credit card requirement. Number two, income is more important. This is another clarification I want to make. Even if you don't have to enter employment information, the credit card application will require you to list your total annual income. You can include everything from alimony to child support or any other income you have that you want to be considered for repaying your credit card balance. Because at the end of the day, it's all about what? A credit card is a loan, right? It's a revolving loan. So the company wants to make sure that if they're giving you money and you're using the money for your for your expenses, you can repay that loan. So it's all about just making sure that you are financially stable. College students may be able to include any financial aid left after covering their tuition in their income on a credit card application. This is something that a lot of students are kind of scared about, but it's true. Financial aid covers more than tuition. Financial aid covers everything from board, tuition to food. So if you are able to manage your financial aid package properly, that you have extra, you can use that extra as income, quote unquote income, on a credit card application. So to calculate your total annual income, you want to multiply your weekly income by 52. You can multiply your bi-monthly income by 24. So bi-monthly means every 2 weeks. You can multiply income you receive every other week by 26 and multiply your monthly income by 12. It really depends. It's very rare that people are paid on a daily basis, but if you're ever paid on a daily basis, multiply your daily income by 365, right? The idea here is to give some kind of a ballpark number to the credit card company so they know, so they can make an informed decision in granting or rejecting your credit card applications. All right. So the conversation today is about how to get a credit card without a job, but you first need to understand those two things I just told you. So that having a job is not a credit card requirement and that income is what really matters. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. We are still here talking about how to get a credit card without a job. And if you love this kind of content, you love the clarity and quality of the content, please consider subscribing to our channel and turn on the notification bell. so that you can receive information whenever we release a new show. Now, to get a credit card without a job, you can list someone else's income. So if you are an adult over age 21, you can use someone else's income on your credit card application if you can reasonably expect to have access to that income to pay your bills. Let's say, for example, that if your spouse regularly transfers a certain amount of money to your account, you can use the amount that's transferred as your income. Or if you have shared an account with someone else and have access to all the funds, you can use their regular deposits as your income. You cannot, and I'll repeat it, you cannot use someone else's income if that person does not regularly transfer money to you and you do not have joint access to an account with them, right? So the two things here, the two factors that credit card companies are very specific about is regularity of income and access to the funds. So if you're using somebody else's income, it's okay, as long as you have a relationship with that person that allows you to have regular and constant access to the money, and you can actually move money out of the account in and out. In other words, you have total control over the money in the account. You should be fine. Again, the bottom line here is you have to understand, you have to put yourself from the credit card company's perspective. They want to make sure that if you use their money, if they use the funds, if you tap into the credit card and you have expenses, you have balances, you are able to repay the balance. And they want to see where the money is coming from, and if you are able to control that money, and if that money is constant, is regular. So the first way to get a credit card without a job is to list someone else's income. Number 2, try a Greek affiliated credit card. I'm not saying go to Greece. No, this is basically, and we've seen this in the country in the last 10 years. You have this is for if you are a member of a sorority or a fraternity. A lot of credit card institutions right now have started signing deals with the top sororities and fraternities in the United States. And what they do is that they are basically offering better rates, better fees, better conditions to the members of those sororities and fraternities. Now, having said that, you still must prove, even though you are a member of a sorority or fraternity, you still must prove that you have some kind of steady income, or that you have a job offer lined up once you graduate, and they will accept an offer letter. They will accept an offer letter from a reputable company. So here we have a snapshot of the top 10 fraternities and sororities in the United States, and this is courtesy of our friends at Greek Rank. And you can see that you have, so if you're part of, so we have this on the screen right now. So we have Tau, Kappa Epsilon, Kappa Sigma, Sigma Alpha Epsilon, Sigma. I'm not really a big Greek connoisseur, but what I'm trying to say here is that if you are lucky enough to be part of, to be a member of those top 10 fraternities or sororities, you might qualify for a credit card, especially what they call a Greek affiliated credit card. Reach out to the leadership of your fraternity or sorority. Ask them if this kind of option is available to you. It's available at all for the organization, and if yes, how you can actually get the process going. All right, I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. I hope you are doing fantastic. You are doing marvelous. I'm doing marvelous too. Another way to get a credit card without a job is to get a credit card with someone else. So you are getting the credit card with someone else, either as an authorized user or as a joint account holder. As an authorized user, you have the right to use the credit card, but without the legal responsibility to pay. So your income and credit history are not considered when you are added as an authorized user. So being a joint account holder gives you both the rights and responsibilities of using the credit card. So when you apply jointly, your income and credit history are considered alongside that of the other applicants. However, if the other applicant has enough income, you can be approved for the credit card even if you don't personally have a job. This is actually pretty good for students who want to get a credit card with their parents, or if you are a student and you're married and your spouse is working, has a great credit score, but yours is a little poor, you can actually just do the joint accounts, and then that way you're able to start having a credit card. You will have a credit card issued under your name. Now, it is very important to remember that the distinction I just made. You have authorized user and joint account holder. Authorized user, it's usually for, your income and credit history are not considered. So if you're unemployed and you have no income coming, or your credit history is a little poor, you can actually get a credit card as an authorized user. For example, as I said, this is for a student who is over 21 but still in college and hasn't graduated yet, doesn't have a job, and his or her parents want to get him or her a credit card. And the other option is the person is working, is looking for a job right now, but it doesn't have a job, but his or her spouse is working and is financially okay. So you use the credit criteria, the credit score and report of the working spouse to get a credit card for the non-working spouse. Another way to get a credit card without a job is through something called a secured credit card. Now, secured credit card applications will often ask about your employment and income, but you're more likely to be approved for one of those credit cards because you're making a security deposit as collateral. Right? Let's take if you have every secured credit card will ask you to deposit something. So the higher your security deposit, the higher your credit limits will be. Others may pay rewards on your credit card purchases. So before you apply for a credit card without first having a job, carefully consider your ability to repay the credit balance. Because if you are approved for a credit card and you don't have the means to repay your charges, you face credit troubles. For example, you have late payments, charge-offs, and debt collections stemming from your inability to repay. Right? So a secured credit card is a great way to build credit, to get into the game. And I would say it's just better to start little. If you have $300 or $500 or $1,000, just give it to the bank, and the bank will issue you a secured credit card. And as you grow, as you improve your credit, as you show the credit card institution that you are a financially responsible user, financially responsible citizen, they might actually issue you an unsecured credit card down the road, which is the ultimate goal. The goal is to have an unsecured credit card, because you can't be just giving money to the bank or putting money as collateral before getting a credit card. You might as well just use that money and just buy the stuff yourself. All right. Thank you so much for listening to this conversation. I was talking to you today about how to get a credit card without a job. And I was explaining to you that having a job is not a credit card requirement, that income is more important, that you can get a credit card without a job by listing someone else's income, by trying a Greek affiliated credit card, by getting a credit card with someone else, or by trying a secured credit card. I will see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.